And feminine energy isn't like that. It's about being open, it's about collaborating, it's about sharing. And going to authors like that inspired me to get out of my own way and do it for myself. And now I've dedicated this year, I've taken a sabbatical in writing, and now I'm doing writing workshops to help other women overcome their internal challenges, to put what's in their minds and hearts out on paper. And it's an amazing process.
And what do you find that people's fears are becoming a writer? Is there a common thread with most people?
Yes, you know, it doesn't matter if you're writing a book, writing a blog, writing for your website for work, writing your cover letter or a CV for a job you really want, writing a love letter to a boyfriend, writing a greeting card for your daughter or son. It's the same processes no matter what you want to write, and it's the same blocks. And once you know how to overcome it once, then it's never an issue again.
Yeah. Well, I find that I've spent 8 years writing a book, but then the next one comes out in 6 months later. So obviously the 8 years wasn't about writing, it was about the overcoming the self-doubt and the fear of or transforming your beliefs. So that's what I say, the first book is always the hardest. So do something easy, do a small maybe journal.
Absolutely. You know, and for me it was just way too overwhelming. I've written 3 books, but it was way too overwhelming to write a book just based on my views. So my first stepping stone was going out and sourcing other authors and other amazing women and writing about them. Because if you're writing and including a collaborative effort around other people, it's almost like that ripple effect. It's almost like that one pebble just creates this huge ripple that's more than just you.
And tell us about this other adventure you've been on with, you've been away with Passion and Pleasure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So your journey's changed again, changed course.
It has, and you know, as I said, a lot of what I do, I believe in collaborative efforts. And a book that I've been writing with Random House with my partner Malcolm Day is Passion and Pleasure, and we've literally brought together 23 of the world's best relationship experts in one book called Passion and Pleasure. And what's amazing is these are amazing experts, relationship people that see, you know, couples all day long in their rooms, and they do such an amazing job, but they don't have that platform to be able to share it on a world stage. And we wanted to provide that to them because they just have we all have so many nuggets of inspiration. Who are we to hold it back and not be able to share it with the world? Do you know what I mean? And these amazing psychologists and intimacy experts, they have so many aha moments and goosebump moments when I talk to them. It's like it has to be in print form, it has to be out there.
But when I coach people, what I notice and I say to people, actually most people aren't short of ideas.
Yeah.
And I actually go and start to investigate their ideas, and most people have ideas that have them within. I say to them, bet you've got ideas all around you, but do they pick them up and believe in them and actually start to go, I'm going to go forward and with that idea? It could be a business idea, it could be a start of something new, something you might be the next Facebook person to create Facebook, an inventor, scientist, a painter, an artist, or someone. So it's
I've seen the most, you know, amazing people with the most amazing products and services, but it's almost like they have to play small, you know, and not play on a bigger platform. Exactly. Yeah. But they're just the most amazing things, and they need to be able to learn how to communicate it. Because if you have the most amazing product and service, you can't help anyone if people don't know about it.
That's right.
So a lot of what I do is, it's kind of like a form of marketing, because it's for the greater good. You have to learn how to be able to communicate what's in here and what's in here to the outside world so they get it and get what you're about.
Wow. And is that also including like when you do your website? Because sometimes if you're, let's say if you're a coach or a writer or someone, say like myself, it's how, you know, I've got one view of myself, but I may be projecting that out in a different way when people say, that website doesn't really match who you are.
Yeah, it's not consistent or congruent. And I think a lot for us creative people, we all have all these great ideas, but what we fail to do is ask people what I call a call to action. We forget to ask. It's almost like, here's all this amazing information, but we forget to ask, well, what are they going to do with that?
Yes.
You know, we need calls to action. It's like, well, this is great, but how can we apply this? How can we action this today?
It's funny because I was looking at Anthony Robbins' website the other day, and every page has, if you inquire on any page, it's got a call to action.
Do that. Yeah.
Employee, ring now or something.
Yes.
But and I sort of think, because I used to have websites that never asked. It was just, look what I thought. See, I walk out the back door. Yeah. And now I'm sort of calling to action. It's an offer, offering people or inviting people into your world or to your product.
And if they're reading it, they're interested and they need to know, well, what's the next step? I've read all this information, it's fantastic, but where to now? And, you know, it's up to us to guide people to the next step. Yeah.
And so what other books have you written? Are they the 3 books that you've written?
No, this
How
is
many
one
books?
of them. The other one's the journals to give away. Because, again, this year for me is all about letting women write their stories. And I'm just a facilitator. I'm just like a host. I'm a host for, you know, letting other women and other people tell their stories and help them go through the process, because I've gone through it 3 times now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I always like to say to people that your story, it doesn't matter your journey. We judge our journeys and we hide. Some of us hide our stories. But, you know, I think that the story is what is who you are. And I think that your story is the most important part of your life, and you have to honour that story. Sometimes if you just maybe write the story and then you start to siphon through maybe the crap from the good stuff, you know.
Absolutely, there's good in the crap stuff too. That's where the gems are.
That's it.
In the crap.
You have to love all of it, don't
Exactly.
you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a lot easier for a lot of people to write like third person or their memoirs as a fiction. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. You know, some of us aren't ready. Like I actually wrote under Goddess in a Bottle for 4 years, my blog. And it grew to about 10,000 followers. And last year I decided, you know what, I'm not going to hide under the name, a pseudonym, Goddess in a Bottle more. I'm going to be Tracey Jewel. And, you know, I've gone up to 45,000 subscribers just from stepping into my power and not hiding behind something. But it's all a journey, you know.
And like you
have to
said,
be comfortable with
and it brings up that question all the time. Well, who is Tracey Jewel? Who am I? You know,
exactly.
who am I? What's my life?
It was a lot easier under Goddess in a Bottle.
Exactly. I used to always hide behind Better Life, and it was always just Better Life, and I was obsessed with Better Life.
Yeah.
But now I'm having to be Kelly Says. It's like, ooh, scary, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's she?
Yeah. But there's a lot of power that comes from that as well.
That's right. So we have a lot of authors probably, or writers in the audience, whether they are already published or want to be. Do you have any tips or something that they can go away with that you can help them get the clarity?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the greatest challenge for a writer? And or even ask a question. If anyone has a question in the audience, if you're wanting to ask something about becoming a writer that may help you unblock something. Does anyone have a question? Or shall we just give you some tools and tips?
Or you can come and see me if you have a specific question at all about getting published, or how to, you know, a lot of people have like probably 10, you know, half-written books in their journals at home, and, you know, where to begin. So I'm over there on stand G83, so feel free to come and have a chat. But what I find for a lot of people is they get so immersed inside themselves and their own journey. They get too stuck in it, and you have to remember you're writing for your audience. And yes, it's therapeutic to write for yourself, but whenever you get stuck, start sharing your work with others, because it's their ideas and their feedback, almost like a blind spot, like shining on your blocks. And it's by sharing it with others, as scary as that is going to let you overcome your blocks. Because the more you try and go through it in your head and try and get over them internally, it's not going to work, it gets harder. So,
but also too, I think the biggest one, I was coaching someone to become a writer, and I literally said to them, they said, oh, I used to be able to write in magazines and I never had a problem because she was focused on serving others and making a difference.
Yeah.
When she started writing her book, she got blocked, and I said, well, what are you thinking? And she said, because I'm thinking about marketing it, how many I'm going to sell and becoming rich and famous. And I said, well, that's your block, honey. Don't write a book for that, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I said, go back to the intention you had when you were writing magazines and journals, and put that, so you focus on transforming people's lives, or focus on making a difference.
Focus on the intention of why you're writing it in the first place,
how it
not the
helps
how.
someone.
It's always the why, not the how. It's like, well, how am I going to write this? What am I going to do with it once I've written this? You know, and then you're using the wrong side of your brain, you're using the analytical side of your brain, and that shuts down creativity. So always go back to your whys.
Yes, so why? And then how can I serve others?
Absolutely.
How can I make a difference?
Yeah.
So that's great. Thanks, Trace.
You're welcome.
And do you have, so what's your free gift or offer today?
Yeah, so I'm going to give away some free journals, because I hope to inspire some of your stories and your journeys.
And maybe you can send them in to Trace.
Yeah.
Sending you journals, sending you stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so we go to stand, where are your stand number?
Yeah, G83, the ultimate writing workout.
Okay. Beautiful, thank you. So thank Trace for coming through.